Hey Jack.
Hi.
Hey, I'm going to show you another little trick on Terapeak. If you remember in our last video, we showed you if you were selling a certain item, how you could find out which sellers were selling that same item.
Oh yeah. How do you do that?
Well, that was what we showed in the last video.
You mean that was like to see what your competitor's doing and things like that?
That was like if I was selling DVI cables and I want to see the other guy who's selling DVI cables, I could search by the item to show who are the top sellers of DVI cables.
And you can see what he's selling and how much he's selling.
And you can see how many cables he was selling. Now today what I'm going to show you is if you don't know what your competitor is selling, but you know his eBay user ID.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
So, for example, I'm an eBay drop-off store here in Chesterton. There's another eBay drop-off store called I Sold It in Arizona. So he's doing the same thing as me, and I want to see how he's doing. All I have to do, I know his eBay user ID, so I come in under sellers here, and then I put in his eBay user ID, which is isoldit.az0205. And I want to see what he has sold in the last 30 days, because what he is selling might help me to see, hey, that's stuff's selling. Because he's an eBay drop-off store, he gets a lot of different things. Well, this is surprising. He's only had 72 listings in a month.
Oh,
so he lists
individual guy.
Very little, and for a drop-off store, 72 items probably not enough to employ many people.
He probably does it out of his closet.
He's only had $8,000 worth of sales, and if he's only getting 30% of that, I wouldn't think that'd be enough to pay the rent. However, look at this. The sell-through rate is incredible. 90% of what he puts up sells.
But excuse me, I would rather have it be 60% than $100,000.
Well, I mean, it's a balancing game. I'm really surprised to see the low 72 listings for this guy. So maybe they're closing down or something. But
are a lot of them closing down now, Vince?
A lot of eBay drop-off stores don't make it 2 years.
Wow.
The big majority of them, including the franchises.
Wow.
It's a tough business to stay in check with profit.
Not bad.
It's easy to get in the hole. But anyway, we can look here. His top item was $745. It was an Access router. Number 2 was a vintage sock knitting machine.
Oh yeah.
I gotta see this.
How much?
Sold for $710. I didn't even know they made sock knitting machines.
$1,400 of that is on 2 items.
Yeah, $1,400 is on these 2 items.
How much?
Look at this thing, Jack.
No wonder he's got a 90% sell rate.
But have you ever seen a sock knitting machine?
No.
I'm amazed by this thing.
Me too. That's why
Look what it looks like.
That's why I got married, Vince.
I don't know how old it is, but that is really something. If I would have saw that at a swap meet, I would have walked right by it.
Me too. I hate to say that. But no, I wouldn't have. Look at the handle. No, you wouldn't have walked by it, Vince.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have guessed it was a sock knitting machine.
Me either.
I would have never known what that was. So if you guys ever see this thing, get it. It's worth $700.
I don't think I've ever seen one. But I might not know it if I'd seen it either.
ADP recognition hand punch. Have you seen these, Jack?
No.
This is the new time clocks. They use your fingerprints, so nobody else can check in for you.
What if you don't have hands?
If you don't have hands, you're in trouble. Can't work there if you don't have hands. But yeah, you just lay your hand on there and it marks the time you got there.
That's
when
wild.
You leave, you got to stamp it in again. They cost a lot. Even on eBay, they're selling for $500. So if you see those,
wait a minute. 14 and 5. I don't believe this. 1,900. How much were his total sales?
8,000 for the whole month.
So now a fourth of his sales were all those items right there, right?
Yeah, well, it's always the top items that carry it. But his number 4 was a Canon Rebel SLR camera, and his number 5 was a Hummel. Now, we don't see many Hummels going for big bucks anymore, but this one did $425.
What kind of what was it? What was it? Oh,
it was
that's
kind
nice.
of a neat one.
Yeah, it is neat.
A horse-drawn carriage. A lot more fancy than most.
Some of that early stuff that the nun did, you know, the sister, beautiful stuff.
But anyway, this is this is my competitor in Arizona who owns an eBay drop-off store. This is what his website looks like, and you could do this with any competitor of yours on eBay. If you know their ID, you can follow them, and it's all out in the open. You know, you see exactly what they're selling and how good they're doing. So it's a helpful tool. If you'd like to subscribe to this, please visit our website at research.pickersinc.com. That's research.pickersinc.com, and we got some good deals for the 1-year subscription out there. All right, Jack?
Sounds good to me.
I will see you next week.
See you next week.
Take care.